Hello, the uneducated businessman here, and with the leadership theme, I want to talk about how do you trust your team to work when they're all over the world, where we're working remotely, or you're working remotely, you're not there. How can you be sure they're working to their capacity, they're supported, they know what they're doing, and you're getting what you need? It's a difficult one, and it's something I struggled with a lot within my business because I live about 85 miles away from two of my businesses, so I have to manage them remotely. I have to lead them remotely, and I've not always got that right. I've put too much trust in people in the past and thought things were going well and hadn't put the measures in place to check whether they are. Now, what happens in a lot of cases, and certainly happened to me, people will tell you things are going well. People will tell you they've got it under control. They will embellish the truth, let's say, sometimes, and not admit to mistakes unless they're really in trouble or pushed. And you don't want to get to the stage where you're only finding out about mistakes when things have got messy. And that's happened to me, and I know it's happened to a lot of people. And I know people do struggle when they're not within the office all the time because they can't see what's going on. There is a saying, while the cat's away, the mice will play. And I know from first hand, when I was in my office on a daily basis, I knew everything that was going on within reason. And I was on top of things, and I could see problems before they arose. When I moved away and I tried to manage my company through other people and not have the reporting measures in place, things started to fall down. So now I do things very differently, and I have a few little rules that help, and I'll share them with you so you can put them into your business. Now, there's got to be what I call a help allowance. Everybody within my organisation has to know that they will be helped even though I'm not there, and they have to know they have to ask for help as well. And it's not a weakness, it's actually a strength. And this is something you need to put across. People often think, and I used to think this as well, asking for help is a weakness, and they would think that if they constantly ask for help, then they would look weak, they would look incompetent, and they wouldn't be seen for promotions and things like that. I spin that around and I turn that on its head, and I promote asking for help as a strength. Now, you don't want, as a leader, people coming to you with every single thing. You want them coming to you with, this is what I'm struggling with, this is how I think I can sort it, can we have a discussion about this? Because if they're going to come to you with every single thing, you're going to get bogged down, you're not going to be productive yourself. And you don't want people just making things up because they think that's what you want to hear because it makes them look strong. It's got to be productive and it's got to be beneficial to everybody. So I have a culture where people will ask for help, but they will seek the solution first. Quite often they seek the solution, they don't need to then come to me for help, they just report to me on what happened, and that's fine, happy with that. But if they can't quite get over the final hurdle, they'll ask for help, and that's a strength, and we'll talk through their solutions in any other solution. But you've got to put that culture into your company where people feel confident to come to you as a leader, ask for help, and not feel as if they have to hide it, bury it, and just carry on or ignore it, or just do something that they think is right but they're struggling with, and it ends up going a bit pear-shaped. So put that culture into your office, a culture of asking for help, and have this set in stone as well. You're going to have to prepare for misunderstandings, and they're going to have to prepare for misunderstandings as well. And you're going to have to accept when you work all over the place, and you got someone here, someone there, someone in a different country, someone on a different time zone, someone with a different cultural background to yours. There's going to be misunderstandings, and this happens a lot in the modern world because we often use text and we often use instant messages these days because it's quick, and I like that. I do like it because when there's a text, when there's an instant message, there's always a trail. I can always go back and I can always read through things. But the problem with it can be you can often read texts wrong. You can't get the emotion from them. You can't always understand what people are trying to get at. And you can make judgments on that. Or you can think they mean go this way when really they mean go that way. And this is why you've got to have in your organisation some preparation for misunderstandings. You've got to accept it. You've all got to accept this is going to happen. But what you've got to do, and what everybody's got to do, you've got to look at the communication, and if it starts to get out of hand, and if it starts to get unmanageable, there's got to be a cut-off where that line of text messaging, emailing, instant messaging stops, and you get on a Zoom call. You have a face-to-face, and it is, I've been reading this, I'm very confused about it. Do you mean this? What do you mean? And then you can get it ironed out, you can get it sorted, you can make an agreement and move forward. You'll never beat the face-to-face call for completely understanding what people mean. Instant messaging, texting is great, it's quick, there's a trail, it saves time, I'm all for that. But you have to be prepared for some misunderstanding, and you have to be prepared that as soon as it gets messy, you jump on a call and you put an end to it, and that's the only way you're going to move forward with that. And the other one I would have is disagreements. There's always going to be disagreements, and you've got to be prepared for that, and you've got to understand actually disagreements are really good. And when you've got lots of people working from different locations and they're not talking as much as they would be maybe if they was all in an office together, there will be disagreements because people will invariably do things that maybe are out of sync and what they think is right or what they think is best, and people will disagree about it. But disagreements are, as long as you accept there's disagreements, and as long as you accept other people have a right to have their opinion, and other people will do things slightly different to you, and if you're not there overseeing everything exactly in real time, there will be differences in opinions for how people will work and what they think is the best way to work. And you've got to be prepared to have these disagreements and accept them not as arguments but as an opportunity to discuss how that project or how that way of working or how whatever you was doing moves forward in the future, so you can get tight with it, you can get a better understanding of how people are going to work. Because when you have a disagreement and you debate it and you discuss it, quite often a new way of a new way of working together can evolve, and it can be a lot better for both people or all people. So prepare for disagreements, openly talk about disagreements, never get into arguments, prepare for miscommunication. When miscommunication happens, sort it out quickly with a Zoom call, get on and talk about it. And what was the other one I took? Help. Always have that help culture. Always make sure people know that they can come to you for help, and you want solutions. You don't want people just phoning you up saying I'm stuck constantly. You want people to come to you and say, I need help with this, I think this is the solution, can we talk about it? And if you can get those three things in to your remote working with your team, it will help that team, no matter wherever they are in the world, work better, and it will help you become a better leader. Hope that was useful. I'm going to do a little bit more on remote working because there's other things as well, and in the next video I'll talk a little bit more on how to deal with remote working, because as the world changes, remote working is probably going to be a thing that will stay with us, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not sure yet. Personally, I think it's quite a good thing in many ways, and the more we can understand about it, the more we can work together, the easier it will become. So that's it for me, the Uneducated Businessman. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Take care. Over and out.